What up, travelers? Today is July 28th, 2016. It's the very first Todo Vale Thursday. You would know what I'm talking about if you followed me on Facebook. And guess what's so special about today's date? That's right, today is Peruvian Independence Day. And what's so special about today's date is actually that our new president got sworn in this morning. So Pedro Pablo Kuczynski is now the new president. And actually the whole month of July is practically Peruvian Independence Day, because the whole month of July is where you will see tons and tons of Peruvian flags waving everywhere, and everyone's incredibly proud to be Peruvian. So in today's video, I was originally planning on talking about a specific fruit here, but because the date is so significant, I'm just going to focus on Peruvian Independence Day. And I just want to talk a little bit about the differences between Peruvian Independence Day and the US American Independence Day, just because I've lived in both countries, and I just think it's interesting to see the different, the contrast between the cultures. So, okay, so as I was saying, July, we basically celebrate our independence the whole month of July, because starting from the very beginning of the month, you will see Peruvian flags waving all across buildings, apartment buildings, houses, businesses, cars. You will see people wearing their little Peruvian flag badges. Basically, it's just the month to really be proud to be Peru and to represent, you know, and not just for people here in Peru. You will more than likely see Peruvians all over the world be proud to be Peruvian, wearing their red and white jerseys or whatever may be, holding their Peruvian flags. So if you have Peruvian friends in Europe and in the US, then more than likely you'll see them representing, getting together with all their Peruvian friends just to celebrate Independence Day. Now, in Peru, I've noticed some differences from the US, because in the US typically what you have is you'll have like barbecues, beer, usually you'll have like, you know, a gathering with your friends or family. You'll just meet, usually grill something, just have food and drinks, and then in the evenings you have fireworks. Now in Peru, that it's just the one day, by the way. It's just July 4th in the US. However, in Peru, our Independence Day is July 28th. However, we basically celebrate our Independence Day during 2 days, July 28th and 29th. And so today the president got sworn in. So today was a special ceremony, the swearing in ceremony. And actually the main streets in downtown Lima were closed off, and they're mainly for people that were specially invited for this special ceremony to hang around there and stuff. The normal public can't really have much access to those people. Like, I did see them on the news this morning. They're trying to greet the president on the sides and stuff, but you know, you have to get there really early or something and stand for hours to even get a glimpse of the president. So the 28th is really not the day to try to see the president. I asked my aunt and uncle a week ago if I needed to go to the center today to try to get some footage, and they were like, no, it's best that you wait until the 29th. So the reason that the 29th is special is because on the 29th is when we have our huge parade. So a main street here near my house is Avenida Brasil, and Avenida Brasil, from maybe like a week or two or something before the actual 28th and 29th, they'll start setting up these kinds of, I don't know what they're called in English anymore, but they're like these seating things where people who were specifically invited to go and, you know, be able to have those seats, they can go over there, sit, and just sit there, I don't know, calmly or comfortably until the parade starts going through and passes by them. Procession? I can't remember the words right now. So basically, if you get a special ticket to it, be able to have access to those seats, then you can go in there and actually have like basically front row seats throughout the entire parade, and you watch the whole parade go through. However, if you're just a regular civilian, then you have to watch from like the side streets and stuff. And so it might be really crowded yesterday. I have never ever gone to any of this stuff in the entire time I've lived here. So I'm only gonna go this year because I have to make a video on it to try to show you guys, because maybe I won't be here next year. So I want to be able to show you guys what that's like. And so I'm gonna go tomorrow and try to get good footage, I hope. And so that's basically how it works. And the thing is that like today is the 28th, it's on a Thursday, and a lot of times when our Independence Day happens to land on a Thursday, since we kind of already celebrated on the 29th as well, then what happens is in a lot of government companies, especially government jobs and private companies as well, a lot of times they will give their employees Thursday and Friday off as opposed to just Thursday, because Independence Day is a national holiday, so you get that day off. The 29th, however, is not a national holiday. However, for government jobs and for private companies, they will more than likely give you that extra day off. And so that here in Peru is known as, I believe, hacer puente. I think that's the verb. Hacer is to make, and puente is bridge. So you make a bridge, you know, you kind of extend it, and you make a bridge to the weekend. Hopefully you've understood me. So that's what it is. And Peruvians, of course, someone pointed this out to me. Oh yeah, one of my followers, I met him yesterday, and his fiance. He said that in my earlier videos, when he saw that I was talking about national holidays and stuff, he was looking at all the dates and he was like, whoa, Peruvians have a lot of days off. And that's totally true. Like almost every month here, you'll have a holiday, some kind of excuse not to go to work, I swear. I don't know why. I noticed that when I first moved here. I was like, why do these people never go to work? What is wrong with them? They're always looking for an excuse to party, hang out, and eat and dance and whatever. But yeah, it's just the way it is. So that's actually a good thing, because you get a really, really long weekend. However, if you're planning on traveling during those days, then I highly recommend that you definitely book that way in advance, because if you wait until the last minute, more than likely you won't find any available hotel rooms, because everything will be booked. And if you do find anything, it's going to be ridiculously expensive. I mean, the prices skyrocket during this time. And on buses as well. If you want to travel by bus, that maybe regular bus ride or journey that may cost you 30 soles will now cost you 120, 150 or something. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy how expensive it gets. So you better do that way in advance, because if you wait until the last minute, it's just going to be too much. And so you may have some also like special promotions on local tours in Lima, if you live in Lima, to go see these other places right outside of Lima that are really affordable and stuff. You can do that for like a day trip or something, you know, a day tour. But if you want to go somewhere else, then yeah, do it in advance. And also I would recommend that you leave a couple of days before the 27th so that you beat all the traffic of people trying to get out of Lima, and you come back a couple of days or a day at least after the whole weekend, because people are going to be trying to get back into the capital, so that's also going to be traffic there. So yeah, that's what I would recommend if you're going to try to travel during these dates. And what else is, oh yeah, so growing up in the US, like, you know, I think a lot of people in the world have this idea that Americans are very patriotic, you know, America, you always see all these memes and stuff online. And yeah, you know, for me, that was very interesting to see, because I have never ever really been patriotic at all in my life. In the US, I never really felt American, so I never felt patriotic in that sense. And then in Peru, I never felt, and I still don't feel sometimes, Peruvian enough. So yeah, you know, it's kind of like, where do I belong? But this isn't about me today, okay? I just wanted to mention that though. So it's really interesting, because for me, I've seen these two cultures where both sides are really proud to be where they're from. Now, you of course have some Americans that are, you know, kind of like black sheep, I guess, and they focus on all the bad stuff that goes on in America, and they're really ashamed to be American or whatever, and that's okay. But like, that's their thing, you know. But in terms of like Peruvians, I don't think I have ever met a Peruvian that has been embarrassed to be Peruvian. Like, even though they know there's a lot of crap going wrong with the country, there's a lot of injustices, But even then, they're always proud to be Peruvian. Like, they're proud of their culture, their history, their food, the landscapes, just everything. But they'll complain about corrupt politicians or whatever it may be, things that are going wrong, but still they're still proud to be Peruvian. And I think that's really interesting because, you know, I think that kind of makes, for me, Peru a little more patriotic than the US, even though I feel they're both strongly patriotic. So that's very interesting to observe here. And I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but I think it's a law as well to have a Peruvian flag waving on your building, like your apartment building or your house, during this month to show your patriotism. So I can't remember, but I think I heard this years ago from my uncle. I have to confirm this information. But yeah, so you'll see flags, Peruvian flags, everywhere in Lima, well, in Peru. But I live in Lima, so you'll see them everywhere in Lima, on cars, on little buttons on your shirts, and it's really interesting because it's like, whoa, this is so much. But I really love the Peruvian flag, so I don't care. I love that red and white. And so yeah, those are some little tidbits I think I wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, the Peruvian president, he promised a lot of really great things this morning, such as free education for children, free primary and secondary education, access to food and healthcare for children, clean water 24/7 for all Peruvians, better wages for doctors and teachers, and significantly reducing crime by the end of his term in 2021. So my grandmother this morning turned around and she was like, do you think that he'll really do all of that? Because he promised a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And I was just like, you know, there's no harm in trying. In the words of one of my favorite motivational speakers, shoot for the moon because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And that's by Les Brown. And so I really think that, you know, he has all the best intentions in the world, and so he just, for me, it's kind of like, you know, you just got to die trying. Like, even if you don't make it, you at least got to know that you gave it your all, you did your best. And hopefully all of this bureaucratic nonsense doesn't get in the way of what he wants to do, and they really help Peru move forward and, you know, give equal pay to women and treat women fairly and all of these other things that they have promised. So I really hope that he is able to really get the ball rolling and start moving Peru in a much better direction. So it's really interesting. And that's really it. I think that's it for this video. I'm gonna do my best to cover the parade tomorrow, and hopefully I get some really good shots. And I will do that in an upcoming vlog for you guys. So don't forget, now we are down to Travel Tip Tuesdays, Todo Vale Thursday, Anything Goes Thursday, and Peru Slang Saturdays. So I'm gonna try to get around to editing that video today so that it's ready by Saturday. And that's it, you guys. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video and that you have kind of appreciated the little tidbits of information that I had to share with you on traveling during these dates, and as well as like my personal experience between the two cultures here. I could go on, but this video is already too long, and you guys know I ramble a lot as it is, so that's enough for today. And so yeah, that's it. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe to my channel to see more videos on culture, Peruvian culture, and travel tips, or just whatever I may come up with that's related to Peru. And subscribe to my channel to see those things. Follow me on social media so we can stay in touch, and leave me any comments in the description below. And what else? I'm saying and a lot. I'm sorry. And that's it. So thank you so much for your time once again. I really do appreciate you, and I will see you soon. Oh, and big shout out to my subscriber Tony, who I met up with yesterday, him and his fiance, and he brought me down some really nice things for my health coaching stuff. I got a nice little bamboo board so I can decorate my food stuff, you know, take my awesome Instagram pictures, because I love food and I love inspiring people to be healthier. So follow me on Instagram as Vida Sana Movement if you want to see that. And if you speak Spanish and you want to see the Spanish version, it's Vida Sana Movement Español. And he got me some other jar thingies water bottle type things or something, but they're in the kitchen right now, so yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate you, and that's it. So thank you guys once again. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
¡Viva el Perú! ¡Viva!